I'm Michelle, and I had planned to only do the 2025 New Year's reading for the collective this week on Friday in my live stream instead of doing, a weekly or a monthly reading this week. But Spirit invited me to jump on in and record a reading for the month of November today. So I pulled some cards and holy moly, like you cannot make this shit up, you guys. Oh my God. November is going to be real interesting. So let's jump right in. Really quick, what I want to do is share with you a new monthly spread that I've created just for my channel. And I want to go through it really quickly so you kind of get a gist of what's going on. And I'm thinking of actually making this a printable for folks. So if that's something that you'd want, if you'd want a copy of this, just drop me a comment below and say, yeah, that'd be great. That'd be super helpful. Make that available for us and let me know if that's something you're interested in. Let's just kind of go over the spread really quickly. So the first card will be representing the overarching energy of the month. That's going to be at the top of the spread. Then I have lined up 3 across underneath that one. The first one being the high side energy. Then jumping to the right side, it's a low energy of the month. And then with the understanding of those two energies, the center card is where do I need to focus, or where do we, whether it's being you personally or we as collective, where do we need to focus our energy this month for our own balance between those two things so that we can kind of stay in observer mode and choose where we want to be. But knowing the weather, the high side and the low side is really important. So you can then choose. And then the bottom card is what do I need to do? What will it take for me to stay soul aligned this month? I want to really just say this first because I know today that I'm recording it, today is Monday, the 4th of November. Tomorrow is election day here in the US. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on. I'll just say that I've always thought to myself, I don't want to wade into this, like, the psychic predictions of the political environments. There's more than enough people doing that. I know who I voted for. I'm not going to sit here and tell you who to vote for. Of course, I would love the person I voted for to win. But my goal is more like I'm a huge, and this may tell you who I voted for, I don't know, but I'm a huge proponent of the ERA. That turns you off, that's fine. I'm a huge proponent of the 19th Amendment. I am a huge proponent of women having bodily autonomy. So with that in mind, I'm telling you as a woman to fellow women, make sure you vote, engage that 19th Amendment. It is literally the only legislated thing that we have that is codified as far as a right. And so make sure you exercise it tomorrow if you have not already. I have already voted, so just so you know. But I wanted to be clear that I pulled cards, okay? I pulled the cards. I did not go through the deck and weed through. I just thought I'm going to pull these. And then originally I was going to pull them and just share this with my newsletter group. But this was too like, oh my goodness. Not in a bad way, but kind of in a like, seriously kind of way. So let's get started. So that first card, which is the overarching monthly theme, and I swear to God, you cannot make this stuff up. I'm just going to hold it up. Okay. Right there. The chaos card. Now, I know what everyone's thinking. Everyone's like, oh my God. Okay, like think about it this way. Chaos, and this is something I'm really, really big on. We have to look at both, there's the societal meaning of something of chaos, which is like absolute pandemonium, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria, as I said in Ghostbusters. But the fact is that chaos is a storm. And we have 3 choices in the storm. We can be part of the storm, creating and causing more chaos, whether depending on who, whatever side you're on. You can be the eye of the storm, watching it swirl around you, or you can be over here observing the storm. Okay. So that's number 1. Number 2, out of chaos comes clarity. I want to use the example of when we lived in the other house and the river overflowed and flooded Nashville and our house flooded. I mean, it was a hot mess. It was chaos. But let me tell you something. Yeah, it took us a year to rebuild. The next growing season, my garden, I've never had things ever grow that good. So out of chaos usually comes a settling and then a lot of expansion. So I'm going to say this. What I'm seeing with this chaos for this month is yes, there's going to be kind of a hot mess. I'm going to encourage everybody, if you are sensitive, if you're intuitive, make sure you kind of stay away from the news, maybe mind who you hang out with, because if they like to talk politics, this may not be a good time for you. And I'm not even talking about people that are of a different mindset than you that maybe voted for the other person than you did. I'm talking about even people that voted for the same candidate because the way everyone's going to react is going to be different. I do feel, I'll be honest with you, I feel like we're not going to know an answer tomorrow night at like 10. I really don't. In fact, it may not be for a while. So that's the overarching energy of the month. I'm telling you, I can't make this stuff up. It's crazy. I can't believe that's the first card I pulled with the overarching theme of the month is chaos. So there you go. Then let's go to what are the high side and the low side energies of the month. So our card for the high side energy is Pegasus, tran transcending. You can't make shit up, I swear. So this card is representative of the Pegasus. It flies above everything. It has a view of 20,000 feet. It can see all the outcomes because it is so aligned with its soul. Um, this card is also indicative of great things happening, huge transformations, like soul level changes, and which, when you look at the astrology of the last couple of months, that's kind of what it's leading to. Plus, like, Pluto into Aquarius and everything kind of moving towards the age of Aquarius, where we are all working together for the good of everybody, for the support of everybody, instead of the support of one or only this group and everybody else is left to do whatever on their own. It's much more collaborative efforts. So when you think about Pegasus energy is all about that soul transformation, that rising above your circumstances, rising above the drama. That's a biggie. Rising above the drama, considering the chaos. So rise above the drama, meaning we don't got to participate in this chaos. You just don't have to. You can let it all play out. Know that it's okay. We'll get to that in a minute. And just be okay with it. Just kind of go about your business, rise above the drama. That's the higher energy. The lower energy is passage. I'm trying to verbalize this in a way that's really, I'm trying to, okay, I'm just going to say things. We as human beings are not super good with change. I'm just going to lay it out. Usually, when there's change, people get all kinds of bent out of shape. And I think that's the lower side that's going to show up. So if there is, some change, like the results are like, hey, there's going to be huge change here. And by change, I don't mean change of people in the White House so much as I mean a change in the way we're doing things, a change in progress, moving forward. And because of that, it makes it kind of like it's uncomfortable because we don't like change. So the lower side is that discomfort with change, that crankiness that comes with change. So know that what we're balancing here, the balance between Pegasus just rising above the drama, rising above the chaos, which is the change process, versus the passage, which is going through it. Like sometimes you just can't, there's no going around it. To get from A to B, you just got to go through it to get to where you got to go. So the higher vibration of that is rising above the drama. The lower vibration of that is the passage, which is I don't like change, so I'm going to be cranky and complain and gripe and scream and yell and kind of contribute to the chaos versus watching from the sidelines, eating popcorn and waiting for everybody to kind of like calm down. Now, that's pretty accurate and as far as what I'm seeing in like, you look around, I think everybody would agree with that. So then our middle card, which is where do I need to focus my energy this month to kind of be okay? So where do you, me, everybody? And it's interesting. You want to know what I got? Trust. Trust, y'all. Trust. So trust is trust source, trust your intuition, trust spirit, trust that everything's going to be okay and you're safe. I think that's the biggest thing because when you look at the chaos And then out of that chaos, you have two camps, the high vibe and the low vibe, which is I'm going to rise above the drama, or I'm going to participate in the drama and create more drama and just be in fear. So literally it's love or fear. And then the middle card that says, where do I focus my energy to kind of bring some balance here? And it's trusting in your intuition, trust in the universe. Everything's going to be okay. We're all divinely protected. So trusting in that. And then our last card, which is the card of what will it take for me to stay soul aligned this month? Because it's going to be an interesting thing. That the energy of fear is going to be real strong. So you're going to have to make intentional and conscious decisions as you walk through this month. And so it's going to be unicorn. I love unicorn, purity. Now listen, I love me some unicorn because unicorn is the national animal of Scotland. We all know that Scotland's my favorite place. I love being there. So seeing unicorn to me says everything's going to be okay. What will it take for you to stay soul aligned in the understanding of purity? What that means is you are a divine child of the universe. Remember your pure essence. What does that mean? You strive for love, joy, and abundance. And what I'm seeing here, and what I know of the world at large, love, joy, and abundance is going to have to be intentional over the next month or two, because we're going to be seeing some unprecedented things. And I also feel like purity also means through the eyes of a child. Okay, so as you are watching certain things unfold, whether it be whatever's going on immediately after the election or as we progress, through the eyes of a child doesn't necessarily mean naivete, but more innocence in the sense of, oh, what's this? Be like Jack Skellington. I know Halloween's over, but what's this? What's this? Be curious and unbiased. Be curious. What's going on here? Don't let other people tell you what's going on. Figure out for yourself without the opining, and then discern for yourself. So, with all of that, the overarching story here is we're going to have some chaos all through the month. Not a shock. I think it's shocking. I'm not shocked. I'm surprised it showed up in the cards so amazingly. And then the underlying of that is, why are we having chaos? Well, because the high side of transcending the drama and the low side of hanging out in the drama and creating more drama by being part of the drama, that can be balanced, or you can choose to lean into love more intentionally if you trust in your intuition, if you trust in your own divinity, when you trust in the universe to everything's going to be okay, all is well and I am safe. That trust will help you weather that high vibe, low vibe storm. And then the underpinning of all of this, the way to stay soul aligned in all of this is to remember purity, unicorn spirit. I will say this, pulling all these cards and seeing it here, I feel better that like as we go through this time in our history, this month is going to be really interesting. I have my own viewpoints on that. I don't want to throw that in this reading. I want everybody to kind of take away what they're going to take away. But I do find it really interesting that we have chaos showed up like so prominently, and then the reason for the chaos showed up really prominently, like the whole rise above the drama or participate in the drama. And the way to balance that and choose love intentionally is to trust in the universe, and then having that, the purity, watching the new things like that are unfolding around you with curiosity and innocence, but not naivete, is really going to be the whole thing here. So like really making sure that we don't get the wool pulled over our eyes. We are like, oh, that's interesting, but using your street smarts and your gut to kind of say, okay, what's the truth here? And reminding yourself on the daily, maybe write yourself a post-it note that says, I rise above the drama, or I am Pegasus, or, just being really mindful and knowing this weather, this energetic weather is happening throughout the month, and kind of like just trying to stay in that eyes of a child, innocence, but not naive viewpoint of that. I always think of Jack Skellington. What's this? What's this? What's this? And kind of, instead of making judgments about things and people, just being in observer mode throughout the whole month is going to really help. Okay. Well, that's our reading for today. And if you like this, go ahead and like, subscribe, click the bell, all the business. And I will be back with our 2025 New Year's reading, which I'm sure will be interesting, on Friday, November 8th. And I would love for you to join me. It's noon Central Time. Otherwise, you can watch the replay. And if you are on my email list, you'll get that directly into your inbox. Thanks so much for joining me today. I appreciate you spending time with me. And may your month be full of intention that you are transcendent and pure of heart as we walk through this chaotic month. I love you so much. Oh, I love creating card spreads. So if you want to share in that so you can pull your own cards, just go ahead and comment below and let me know if that's something you want. And I'll go ahead and start getting that done. But anyways, until next time, I'll see you in the vortex. I love you all so much. Have a great week, month. Bye.